free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free. 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 Can't you see? I just wanna be free.
Okay. It's another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money podcast. I'm your host, Kamille Smith. This is a premiere. This is a premiere. My bad. Um, I'm still recovering from tax season. You would think since this is like the seventh year of doing taxes that I haven't been able to get used to this, but golly, folks. Um, the last 2 weeks of tax season really kicked my ass, but I loved it a little bit. It was just a lot. Um, Doing last minute taxes and just trying to finish as many as possible. Still waiting. Still waiting for y'all latecomers. By the way, fun fact, because I just, you know me, I love to look for stats and stuff. Um, as of April 25th, 2024, around 23% of Canadians, 7 million, have yet to file their taxes with a less than a week. I've been seeing this dang article all over. I even tried to do like a shameless plug and say like, hey, if you want a book, if you want to get your taxes done, just hit up my IG and stuff. And I just thought it was worth a try. I get it why some people haven't done it yet. Anxiety, the anxiety, fear, nonchalant and stuff, but at the same time you're missing out on benefits if you get a refund or have a particular taxable income. You're missing out on certain things, right? But if you owe or have a higher taxable income, obviously you're not, you feel like you're missing out and stuff. um feel like in so we're in the second quarter. I will do something in the second half of the year. Hopefully, you guys will listen and actually take into consideration. So you're able to reduce your taxable income in a way that you don't have to owe. And if you owe, I mean, I'm sorry, but you had to speak to me throughout the year. Okay? Point point blank simple. If you had spoke to me throughout the year, you would know. However, I thought because the tax season has slowed down, it hasn't completely finished because there is for self-employed individuals. Remember, for the ones that are self-employed, if you haven't messaged me, please message me. Um, I'm still doing taxes, but I'm not going to bust my ass. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I am still going to provide the service for you, but if you decide to take your sweet time, I'm not hounding you down. Point blank, period. Um, when you're ready to do your taxes, then we'll do your taxes. It's fine. I just had to be really blunt because me no say I posted every day in April and March about getting your taxes done, right? I feel like I had a cute ad and everything, but I digress. If you want to contact me, when you want to contact me, this is where you can contact, right? So boom, bam, bam. But I wanted to, push back away from taxes a little and actually talk about something that I didn't get a chance to talk about in April. So what? When's the first day of spring? This is going to be embarrassing because you would think uh I would have looked at this first day. I think first day of spring is March 19th, right? So from March 19th, it's been spring. So we've been in spring all this time. However, it feels like summer. Today felt like summer. I just want to first, sorry, big up one of my friends, good high school friends, Ruthie. That is why I didn't have a live because I got home late. But I decided no matter what, I'm going to provide this information for y'all. But I wanted to talk about spring cleaning because I think even though it's been spring has been since March, we've been getting that nice weather, and this today was like one of the best days, to the point where I didn't even want to come inside. So the fact that I'm inside now, even though it's really late, I was just enjoying the weather as much as possible, right? But yeah, we still want to think about spring cleaning because at the end of the day, you don't even have to think about when it comes to spring cleaning, you think of like decluttering your place, cleaning the windows, um taking out the leaves from the gutters, also doing lawn aeration. If anyone needs lawn air, joking. I haven't done lawn aeration in a minute. But please, if you're thinking about taking care of your garden or your lawn, do lawn aeration. That's just a thing I used to do back in the past. um you want to think of these things to declutter and have a fresh start, right? And that's the point of the this episode is I really want to help folks think of these things, right? Because there's a lot of things that we can spring clean. We can spring clean our finances and we can spring clean our investment portfolio. But I'm gonna start off with an article that I found, of course, because I always love finding articles. But the first one was when it comes to decluttering your finances, first step is consolidating your accounts, right? I know I normally say, yo, have a savings for this, that, and all that stuff, right? I still think when it comes to the savings account, you can have different accounts for that and just make sure that you know what the purposes are because there's to me there's about five different things you could have. You could have your OSH fund, your treat yourself fund, your emergency fund, your sinking fund, and your financial freedom, right? Those are the things that you want to take in consideration. And if you have a business, you have your taxes fund, but that's a different story. But like when it comes to having different, sometimes you feel clustered when you have so many accounts in different financial institute. By all means, bring them down to one or two. Like say you have like three different accounts or three different banks in three different areas, and sometimes you don't even know that there's money in there. Try to consolidate it into at least one or two. I don't believe, me personally, I think it's okay to have two different banks so you're able to associate things and not always have things like accessible for you so easily. You have to have one that's kind of like hard to get to, right? That's just me personally, but hey, if you want to have everything in different ones, cool, by all means. But you really want to think of consolidating your accounts. Um, and what's the second one? This is for the folks with the taxes. That's why it's important to do your taxes early. Is using family income splitting strategies to reduce taxes. So obviously in Canada, the more you earn, the higher your tax rate is, right? If you're a high income earner, you may be able to reduce your family's overall taxes by transferring some of your income to lower income family members who are taxed at a lower. Ooh, this is what I learned 2022, and it was a game changer. One of the strategies is a prescribed rate loan strategy by which you loan money to the low income family member who then uses the money to invest. I'm actually going to talk about this in a episode because this is something that I learned and I was like, this is a game changer. Like, it's crazy how we don't know these things, right? I am reading the article, so don't mind me if it looks like I'm reading because I am reading. um, Generally, as long as the family member pays you at least the CRA prescribed rate of interest on the loan amount no later than 30 days after year end, the investment income is taxable to them and not you at their lower rate. You can also transfer income that otherwise may have been taxable at your higher rate by gifting money to a family member age um, 18 or older to contribute to their TFSA. All the investment income earned in your family's TFSA grows tax free. So these are other strategies that you can think about. Like, I know we don't really talk about these things. That's why we have this podcast to be able to talk about these things. Brr, 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 brr. Also, another one that you want to think about. Hmm. Sorry. I have. Oop, hold on. Too many things, too many banners, so I have to delete. All right. So the third one is to schedule a review of your assess asset mix. I was fully looking at it, but I was thinking of a different word. So your after-tax investment returns can be largely dependent on how your portfolio is allocated within between stocks, fixed income, and cash. So if you guys remember in a previous episode that I have, there's different ways to invest into your money. You could do cash, GICs. You could do GICs is part of the fixed. Sorry. So there's cash, there's fixed income, which is GICs, bonds, or preferred shares, and then there's stocks. Or there's other things. There's crypto alternative investments as well. Let's just stick to those three that are more basic and easy to understand. You want to see how you can be able to adjust your asset mix to a way that will work for you. Because remember, a person like my age, late 30s, I could be more risky than someone that's in their late 60s, let's say, because they're thinking of retirement and they would rather have fixed income. As myself, I would rather have risky stocks so I'd be able to get that big growth, and then when I get become that age, I probably will still be risky at that age. um Bring it more into fixed income or bonds, so it's I know that every month, boom, 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 this is the amount I'll be getting, right? So things that you want to consider when you're looking at your asset mix is what you're able to manage. First of all, like your risk tolerance, you would want to like really know that. Also, hold more of your interest bearing investments in your RSP or RIF where the taxes on interest are deferred. This is just a suggestion from the article. This is not my personal suggestion. So, hold more of your equity investments outside your RSP or RIF because capital gains and Canadian dividends receive a preferred tarot tax treatment. And that also is in an episode that I spoke about like the different type of investment accounts. So instead of having your RSP, TFSA, you want to think about the non-registered accounts, right? That way you'll be able to utilize on the capital gains and the dividends income. Of course, we know with the capital gains, um, by June 25th this year, it will be going up to 66.6 or 66.7% of your capital gains over 250,000. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind when it comes to certain things. So, like again, um, when it comes. Oh, actually, pause. Time out. Time out. This is very essential because I actually noticed more than half of the people that have done their taxes, their interest income was substantially higher than norm. And then I noticed that their TFSA had so much more room. When I tell you guys I'm gonna have a strategy plan with y'all, I need y'all to transfer your money accordingly. You don't want to pay interest income. It's taxed the same way as your regular income. Sorry, I had to switch up. But yeah, you want to take in consideration of capital gains tax and dividends income tax because you'll be taxed less than normal income, right? Also, number 4 is make your debt smart. Okay. I know in this economy, just getting groceries or getting gas is a luxury. Anyone that got that discount on April 30th with Shell and their air miles, big up yourself. I didn't get that benefits. I tried, but it didn't work. I was pissed off. My gosh. But however, sorry, make your debt smart. Review your debt with your broker or financial planner, me, um, to determine if any of the interest that you're paying might be tax deductible. True. Very, very true. Or if you can restructure your loans and your assets to reduce interest costs or make the interest tax deductible. And if you want to find out more about that, oh, where is it? Where is it? Uh, oh, here it is. Oh, yeah, yeah. Schedule appointment. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that one's actually really essential because there's just, there's certain things that you're not aware about that once you sit down with someone that is aware about these things, you can utilize your debt smarter. This is for folks. Shucks, this month is disability insurance month, and it's also mental health awareness month, and also teachers and nurses appreciation month or week. I'm not sure, so big up all y'all. You want to review your family's insurance coverage. I think this is a good time to review it for your insurance coverage and allocations and to continue to meet your needs. I know there's sometimes people are going to be getting into more debt or getting a house or getting a second house and things. You want to make sure when you're changing your lifestyle, you want to tweak your insurance coverage as well, right? Like, example, if you lost a loved one, you want to adjust your coverage with changing the beneficiaries or something like that, right? So those are things that you want to look into and just analyze your current and yeah, analyze your current needs and see how you can adjust or tweak your existing insurance. And anyone that doesn't have insurance, please, 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 I have a playlist that talks about that. I have like 5 or 6 folks that have had great conversations with. You can pick out of them that you would want to get your insurance. Please don't be left behind on that, right? I really want you guys to be aware about that. This one is a tricky one too. Is check your will and power of attorney are still current. So I know I haven't done it yet. I know there's a goal that I was trying to reach. Life was lifing. Definitely that's in the radar. So you really want to be mindful about this as well, especially if you have a will. If you have a will and a power of attorney, you want to just make sure that it's relevant, like, and always have a second person, second executor, just in case, right? Just in case. It was a good thing my grandma's will has me as another option. So yeah, always think 10 steps ahead and think of what to put on it. Um, and it says 56% of Canadians do not have a signed will. And even if they had a signed will, it could be out of date or simply potentially resulting in a higher tax and family disharmony. So you definitely want to sort out those type of things as well, especially if you have assets. You know, you want to say how you want things to go about and everything. So that's something you want to think about. Them. Oh, I talked about this. So, but I'll resurface it again. Establishing appropriate account structures and beneficiaries designation. Sorry. List every one of your accounts, including accounts through your employer, and ask yourself these two questions. Are you ready for these two questions? How is this account legally owned? Okay. And who is the beneficiary? Uh, I think those are two important ones. I spoke about it before. I have different beneficiaries for different accounts. Um, so you definitely want to consider the legal ownership, whether you're a corporation or whether it's personal or whether it's joint, really. And for the folks that are in a common law or married, instead of have a beneficiary, instead of your spouse or common law spouse being your beneficiary, have them as your successor, because that is a game changer as well. Or joint accounts, if one of them people pass away, it won't be going into the state, right? Um, Bear in mind that joint ownership with your spouse may reduce the amount of probate tax payable on death in some provinces. However, joint ownership may not always be appropriate. Ooh. For example, if you're ooh, if you're in a second marriage and have children from the first marriage, you may not want to joint ownership with your second spouse, as they would not be under no obligation to provide your children with inheritance. Golly. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. You definitely want, especially, I haven't heard any incident like that, but I can see how complicated it would be if you get into a second marriage and like the adult children um are getting kicked out of the state and things. That to me is crazy. But hey, who what do I know? Right? But also look at the beneficiaries. Like I said, I had to update my beneficiaries when my mom passed. So that's something that you want to think about. Anytime you have something that in your life changes, that's the perfect time to actually update. So remember, this is about spring cleaning. I want to make sure everything decluttered and proper, right? Um, hmm, this one is something as well. Establishing a family giving strategy. Consider whether your family's charitable giving could be more effective with a family foundation, which can be started with gosh, where's that? No, not that. This, sorry. This one's good. This is actually something I want to talk about too. I'd love to find someone that and pause. So if anyone, not actually pause this show, but if anyone knows someone that wants to discuss about making family foundations or about family trust, please contact me and let me know, because it's something that I want to discuss. And this is, you could start a foundation with as little as $25,000. So if you want to, set up your own foundation or donate money, that's more tax effective, um, like stocks or gifts, which is a different beast. I've seen it once and I was like, what? I have to big up like the place where I was, EES, because I was just able to learn so much, and the different types of taxes. It's crazy. Um, but yeah, there's that's the type of things that you can actually establish, or just establishing a family giving strategy. Or one of the things I wanted to do, I guess it is a family foundation overall, or a scholarship. Boom, that's what I was thinking. Scholarship, right? I would definitely want to do one of those. Um, I feel like this is going based on the article. So I don't know if I'm gonna put it, but I'll put it. Take a snapshot of your financial future. I'm just gonna whatever. Yeah, you just want to take a snapshot, or you want to basically look at your financial future. Like, how's it going to be like for the next couple months? Shucks, we're in May. For the next couple months, several months, sorry. How are you going to end 2024? You're gonna end with a bang, or you're gonna end with bang. Things like that, right? And also make sure I knew I was gonna do that. Sorry guys, I had to delete so many things. I like to type, I love to do these banner stuff. Make sure you're not missing out on special strategies for high net worth families. Um, Definitely, if you have investable assets of at least $1 million, I know someone's going to hear this and get pissed off. Listen, in all due time, it will get there, right? You should speak to an advisor to be able to invest your money properly, or just get the suggestions on how to um, properly strategize during tax season, estate planning, retirement planning, financial planning, and all that stuff, right? These are things that you would definitely want to take in consideration, especially for folks that are making over a certain amount. You want to protect your investments as much as possible, right? There's also another article that I saw about spring cleaning. Um, and I think we haven't talked about this. I think we did, but I'll say it again. Check in on your money. So whether it's your saving goals, whatever goals that you have that's changing, whether it's your short term, long term, midterm, you want to see what if you've changed any of that. Like, some of us are getting married, having kids. Some of us are going up the career chain and stuff. You want to make sure that your goals are still the same. Also, like I said, review your beneficiaries. Said that. This article says go paperless. I know someone's gonna be like, "Save the trees, Kamille! Save the trees." I guess I'm a person that I like the paper still, because listen, these nothing's worse than not knowing what's happening in your accounts. So I always, every month or every week, I go through my stuff and I'm like, I don't know if you guys remember that story where the bank tried to jet me money, so it was a penny or two, but still, because I was doing my budget, I was like, that's weird. Why would they take money from me? Called them up. I was like, I don't want to be that person, but I'm going to be that person. I see that you guys took $1 away from me for some charge. I don't know why. And they're like, oh, so. I'm like, no. And I ended up getting $5 back. Yeah, to me, I think it was a win-win situation. So whether you want to go paperless, or whether you check your accounts very often, so you know that there's no funny business, especially with the fraud that's happening these days. Golly, you want to make sure that you're able to just know what's happening with your money, right? So check it out with your money, whether it's your checking, savings, or investments, and your crypto, if you have that. Okay. Making life easier with automations. True, true. Automating your savings, your retirement, and anyone that's following my. So I was working on my newsletter today, and it all got deleted. I don't want to talk about it. I'm okay. I'm not okay, but I'm okay. We are in week 18 as of today, as of May 4th. Oh, may the 4th be with you. Is that what you say? And then for the folks that are gonna listen to this or listen or watch on Spotify, it's Cinco de Mayo. But yeah, week 18. You should be at $720 saved if you're saving 2,500 in a month. And trying to remember the weekly one, or not the weekly one, the dollar of the day. Um, can't remember that one off heart at this moment in time, but I'm gonna tell you in a second. If you're doing the dollar, so $1 the first week, $2 the second week, $3 the third week, then you would be at OMG, the way at the squint. You would be at $171. Okay, but if you want to double that one, it's shucks, two. Gosh, I want to say 242. I don't know why I struggled for a second. Ha! 342. Sorry. My gosh, 342 if you're doubling it up. And for the folks that are doubling up this one that is on my postcard, that is not gonna 1440. It's nighttime, folks. I'm tired. It's been a long day, right? So yeah. So if you want to do that, boom, bomb, bomb. So automate your I would say automate your investments, automate your savings, and automate most of your bills. And also with the bills, make sure you have a calendar on when your bills are due, so you're not being frantic and all the and things, because it does get stressful, right? And the reason why I'm saying that, for the folks that like to get the extra coins and just put most of their money into their savings, so they at least get something, because the bank is literally giving you peanuts. And don't be like, oh, but I don't have to pay if I keep $3,000 in the bank. Yep, so the bank can use that to borrow and get 10% on that. Nah, bun that. Fire upon that. Sorry. The next one is clean up and consolidate your accounts. I spoke about that before, but even with that, um you want to think about paying fewer fees. So like, even if it says, like, if you're getting a bank account that's $15, $16, go for one that's like $6 or something, something lesser, because you probably not utilizing it as much as you thought you would. So really look into that, or getting a no fee. I mean, if you look into the if you look at the show notes, you'll see that I always represent Simply. So just click on that link if you want to join them. Keep track of your money, all your information in one app. I'm really sad about Mint leaving. I know Credit Karma, I think, is the one that is there now. Um, so I definitely think there's other ways to take a look. Also, when it comes to getting help with your spring cleaning, honestly, you don't have to do it alone. Speak to a professional, or someone that is a financial personal finance trainer. I don't know. I think there's someone called Kamille Smith at Finance IQ. Oh, contact me. Again, sorry. Get to help with your spring cleaning. So there's financial planning, there's investing advice. Can't do that. I can't do that. I am not licensed for that. I can give you ideas, but I cannot give you like concrete, until I get my full credentials. Retirement planning can always discuss about that, like what are your goals and things that you want to do. And that is that article. I think there's one more. Sorry. I thought this was gonna be short, but I like chatting. I like chatting about these things, yeah. Um Actually there's two more articles. This one's really good. This was recent. This was like 3 weeks ago. But it says the same thing. So I'm not even gonna post anything. Clean up your accounts. We talked about that already. With managing your money. Reduce the paper. That's the saying paperless. Review your monthly expenses. This one should be given, like, to figure out your budget. Even y'all, the weather's getting nice. Yo, I had my shades on. I was ready to cruise the streets, and I'm like, voila, gas price went up drastically. I can't just be gallivanting in all these places. I have to have a meaningful place to go. And buying gas is a luxury, right? So you want to review your monthly expenses. You want to see how much you're paying on frigging groceries, taking out subscriptions, gas, um all this foolishness. And it's almost summertime. I know the weather is getting nice, so you really want to enjoy, you want to live your best life. I get it, but we have to look at our monthly expenses to make sure that we can manage it. And we have to make sure we have enough cash flow to be able to manage these expenses each month. And I know there's going to be some folks that are living paycheck to paycheck. I get it. Trust me. But we want to be mindful about that. We have to be. That's why I'm talking about the spring cleaning. It's another way to be mindful about how your spending habits have been going on for the last couple months, right? Put access cash to work, investments. Remember the rule of 72. I don't want to. I don't want the bank's 1% that's gonna take 72 years for it to double up. I'd rather get 10% or 12%, which it will my money will double up every 6 years or so. Trust me, I got some investments that are looking sweet up, sweet up, right? And sometimes you wanna, and I know that's something like, oh, but Cam, what if you have debt and you have investments? I can manage both. I don't care. I'm okay with seeing something go up 43%, still with debt. It's fine. I can manage it. As long as you're able to manage it and it's not weighing you down, then that's a different story, right? It's probably not that's just my unpopular opinion. I think it's okay to do both at the same time because, like I said the other day, there are certain investments that I have done since what, 2020. I would never be able to get that chance. I have stocks that are up $1,000. Sorry, not $1,000. Way more than 1,000. I have stocks that are up 1,000%. Talk to me nice. Sorry, but no, like, it's either put your cash to work with, whether it's an emergency fund, because we always something's always gonna happen. You want to have that safety net, unless you want your, I would say take care of your emergency fund before you think of treat yourself fund. I know someone's gonna say, but you told me to treat myself so I can stay sane while I do this budgeting. Yeah, but you also have a lot of debt. And if you're feeling stressed because of the debt, then that's a different story. You want to get rid of the debt, have emergency fund, and all that stuff, right? That's the one thing I that's different about me. Um, this one wasn't added, but I think a lot of people should plan for next tax season. So for the folks that already did their taxes, you can actually book an appointment for next year. I don't my think my schedule thing goes like far, far, far out. So you could book. I know someone that said like, yeah, people already booked for next year. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. Like, kudos to your people being proactive and stuff. And there's no shots to anyone, but if you want to be proactive in things, plan for next tax season by strategizing with me throughout the year and also booking for next year, right? Because why not prepare? And I've already spoke to some people, and I haven't forgotten for the folks that have done their taxes. I am gonna give you a suggestion of what to do throughout the year. So don't you worry, that's coming and all that good stuff. This one talked about it, insurance coverage. And the last one that I want to discuss about before I wrap up is spring cleaning your investment portfolio. I know I spoke about it a little bit because I talked about asset mix. You want to be able to allocate money going to cash, uh, fixed in fixed income, and stocks or equity, if you want to call it like that. There are 6 ways to spring clean your portfolio. The first one is, sorry, because it once again, I gotta delete things. Once again, review your financial goals. Like I said before, short term, mid, long term. You want to figure out those. Remember, there's certain stocks that you're gonna have for a long time, 10, 20, 50 years from now. Okay? Adjust your asset allocation. I mentioned that before. There's different assets that you want to think about. I want you guys to think about the basic ones: cash, GICs, ETFs, bonds. Um, gosh, I wanted to say gold or even silver if that's something that you're into. There's an amazing book. It's not beside me, but it's from Tony Robbins, Master. I'm butchering the word name. I don't want to butcher the name. Tony Robbins. I don't want to butcher the book's name. Oh yeah, Master the Game, Money Master the Game. I thought that was a great book to think about the 7 simple steps to financial freedom. It's American form, but you definitely want to see like how to allocate different things and equity. And if you're into crypto. Oh, did something. I was actually talking about this with someone today. This is for the folks that have dividends. You really want to think about this. Reinvest interest and dividends. For anyone that's been receiving dividends, especially, depending on which financial institution that you have, you can automatically book them to reinvest your dividends. And that's one of the best ways to get more money. And you're not even doing anything, you're just getting it in your sleep, right? um and also like the interest, whatever you've accumulated in cash in your portfolio, you should definitely put it into your stocks, compound interest or rule of 72, boom bam bam. So you want to get the drip, which is dividend reinvestment plan, where you can automatically reinvest your dividends. Don't quote me. Not all stocks can do that. You'd have to do your research about that, or you could book an appointment so we could do the research together and stuff. I could do the research with you and help you guide you to the right thing, but initially, that whatever you choose is up to you, right? So you definitely want to look at stocks that you can reinvest without even doing it yourself, or you just once you get the money, reinvest into something else or other stocks, right? Number 4 is organizing your account statements. So keep your account statements, including trade confirmations and tax slips, in one place. Especially if you, so this is, I'm just going to give you one little gem. If you borrow money, put that money in your non registered account. Um, and that's talk about the interest tax deductible thing. You want to keep track of that, and also any non-registered account that you have, whatever carrying cost that you have most times. you're able to, it's tax deductible as well. So that's just called gem, you know. Um, so keep your accounts organized. You want to make sure that everything's correct. If you have capital gains, you want to make sure that it is correct. Um, Number 5, check your transactions. Like I said before, you see anything suspicious, there's been a lot of scams, been a lot of scams. I wasn't gonna swear. Don't worry. You just want to double check your transactions just to make everything's crystal clear. And the last one, compare your products and services. You don't have to be locked in to these financial institutions. It's not like a relationship. Once you're committed to that person, you want to stay with them forever. You don't have to stay with these banks. They ain't loyal. I'm joking. However, I'm not. Um, you don't have to stay loyal to the banks. If you don't like the fee that they're charging you, go look for a next place that has better fees. Okay. Um, example. I'm not bashing any of them. There's I'm gonna tell four different financial institutions that do that does sorry do does investments. Um, I knew about TD. Okay. Actually, I knew about most of the big fives. Okay, let's say this. The big fives, their fees for investments, like transactions per investment, like every order you place to get a stock was like $10 or something like that. And I was like, that's crazy. And then they had, well, simple, where it was like, oh, it's free. And I was like, okay, that's cool. But I also loved Crest Trade, right? And I was like, okay, Quest Trade's half of what the big fives do, but Quest Trade had better options than Wealthsimple did. So Quest Trade was like the big five, had the abilities to get what the big fives have for a lesser cost. So I was like, boom, this is no brainer, because there was a time when I'm like seeing what stocks are on Questrade and seeing what stocks are on Wealthsimple, and it wasn't matching. I was getting pissed. I was like, why can't you get the stock? Like, I don't understand. Doing this research, I'm like, check out this, see how it is. Couldn't find it, and I was like, okay. Once I seen that, I'm sorry. The one thing I hate, especially like a person like myself that has learned about investing, if I can't get what I want when I've done the research about that stock, your flop to be your dub. I don't want it. Okay, so that's why whenever someone asks me about Wealth Simple, I'm just like, "Me remember that time? I don't like it, but I've heard they've gotten better. You know, there is a pay version. Eh. But also Questrade, I have the option of using Canadian or US. So I that was one thing that I loved. Again, it's in the show notes. But then I started getting to options, and I was like, golly, $12 for one transaction is crazy, right? And then I learned about interactive brokers, and I was like, $1 per transaction? I was like, say less. With option trading, say less. I want this. So that was one reason why I didn't move everything to it in interactive brokers, but I opened up an account. So I'm like, yeah, I like this. I want this. So it's like, compare the products and services. Like, there's going to be something, especially when you increase your knowledge about investing, you're gonna realize like, okay, so that financial institute can't do what I would like, so I'm gonna go to this one because it accommodates with my financial goals that I have now, right? That's why I always say to people, cool, if you want to do well simple at first as a beginner, cool, but I want you to graduate. You should be eventually you should be able to learn how to do stocks and learn how to do option trading. I'm not going to talk about futures. If you know me, I love futures, but I can't hang with the big dogs. Can't hang with the big dogs. So stocks, ETFs, option trading. Those are the things that I'm really focusing on. But you definitely want to see the fees when it comes to certain financial institutes, right? And what else? I mean, at the end of the day, when it comes to like spring cleaning, it's you really want to have like a fresh start. Let's have a fresh start before summer really starts, because we know once May 24 hits, bomba clot. But yeah, this month is going to be exciting. I got a guest coming, and I'm hoping, now that I remember that it's Mental Health Awareness Weekend. Thank you, Dr. Vibe. I'm gonna see if I could get someone that could talk about mental health as I talk about personal finance, and see, and we can combine it, because when it comes to your mindset as well, that that affects your way of spending, or your trauma with money and everything. So I really want to have that discussion. And also, it is Mother's Day weekend next week. um I would love for mothers, whether you're a mother to be, um whether you're a mother now, grandmother, auntie, foster mom, godmother, anything. I'd love to have a conversation. I want to do a Mother's Day special. I will try my best to be good. Last month was really rough for me, but I've able to stick through. So if anyone that has checked on me, thank you. I appreciate you, and all that good stuff. And if anyone thinks like, oh my gosh, maybe Camille's still, up in her feelings, I'll just wait to do my taxes until she's good. I'm good. I just have waves, but I can still work. I'm capable of doing that. Trust me on that. But yeah. So that is it, folks. Big up on this weekend. I hope tomorrow. Oops, hit tomorrow's nice. I'm gonna be at, what's it? Plant. Gosh darn it, what's the word? I want to say it correctly. If you haven't got your ticket, where you is, be there or be square. Oh yes, go Plant Based Expo 2024. Um, you know me. Actually, no. Depending on when I don't know if I'm gonna do this tonight or I'm gonna do this early in the morning. But hopefully you'll be there. I'm gonna try to do it early in the morning. Post this up early in the morning. It starts from 1 to 5. It's $20, and at 12 people 12 and under is free, and there's free parking, and there's a kid zone. So for the parents, no excuses. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it'll be fun. 1867 Valley Farm Road, Pickering. So come true, learn some healthy things. And what I was trying to say is, no, I am not 100% plant based, because you guys know me love me, me seafood and my wings. But I can always appreciate um different healthy ways to add to my life, so I'm able to be, you know, in tip top shape for my business and my mind and body and everything. All right, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe, boom, bam, bam, and tell a friend, and let's declutter our mother effing finances. All right, until next time, folks. Peace out. Ah.
I just wanna be free with my people to prosper and hold it down. Don't you sit and wait, contemplating on a revolution. The time is now. I just wanna be free.